Family. So thank you for tuning in. I want to talk about the tax return challenge that I challenge all my black folks. 2018 tax return check challenge to buy investment home in the Detroit area, of course, because those are still relatively cheaper, inexpensive, or even any other area in the country where you can use your tax return. Some of my listeners, they're expecting $9,000 tax return check coming up next year, 2018. So definitely put that to something where you can invest, right, and make money off the money. So want to talk a little bit about the type of home that you should consider looking into buying. Of course, if you find a frame home that's in very good condition and they're selling it for $6,000 and everything is in there intact, then I'll say yes, go ahead and buy it. But what I wanted to say is that if you can get a brick home is going to be better because it's less maintenance. So that would be a better investment over the life of the actual, your investment, right? Over actual owning it for how long you're going to own it. Less maintenance on a brick home, and the values on brick homes tend to go up a little bit more. For sure, they appreciate a little bit better, and it's because of the building material. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, a hurricane or a tornado, whatever passed through, of course, a brick home is going to stand longer or hold up better to those type of elements as opposed to a frame home. So absolutely, too, it'll be worth getting a brick home if you can get a brick home off your tax return. So now there were some things that I wanted to also mention to my listeners too. For those who, let's say, for instance, you get your $9,000, but the homes that you're seeing, because as we know, prices are going up, and you don't see, you don't see any deals that's still out there for that price. Now, what I wanted to say, if you wanted to get a loan, for instance, Quicken Loans. Quicken Loans actually lend money on some of the lowest loan amounts I see of any one of the big lenders that's out there. As you know, Quicken Loans is the number one online lender, and they're number two in the entire world, really, for overall lenders. Right? Who's the biggest? Right? So they're number two. So even with them being number two, they'll give you money to purchase a home. I think the lowest is $10,000. So you're not gonna get that anywhere else from any one of the big lenders. Like some of these big lenders, like if it's not 70,000 or 60,000 or something like that, they're not lending, right? 50, $60,000, they're not lending. But Quicken Loans, they will lend as low as $10,000. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. So let's say, for instance, if you needed to you found a home, you got your tax return, but you found one that's in good condition, because of course if you're going to get a loan on it, it has to be livable. So you found one that's in good condition and it's $20,000, right? You can still get a loan for $10,000 and put down the other $10,000 and then pay that off. Or at this point, you can even put down less money. So just wanted to bring that to your attention as well. One of the things I do want to talk to you about, though, of course, before you go into getting a loan, right? Do some preliminary things first before you even try to apply for a loan. One of the things is know what your credit score is. And when I say know what your credit score is, I don't mean Credit Karma or any one of those third-party credit score gadgets that tell you they're going to tell you what your score is. And I don't even mean use your credit score tracker with one of your credit cards that give you your score tracker freely. What I mean is order your report and your score directly from all three credit bureaus. Go on them, Experian.com, Equifax.com, TransUnion.com. Go directly to these sources and order your report and score from them. Of course, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you, right? Because the score and the report together might be $15 from each. So we're talking $45. But the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because you want to know exactly what's on your credit report first. You want to know exactly what your score is before you even go to apply for a mortgage loan. What's the point of applying for a mortgage loan and potentially get denied because you really didn't know what your score is, right? So go to these bureaus, get your credit score, and know exactly what's on there. All right, that's the first thing. And then the second thing too, as well, once you get your score, let's say for instance, for those who are actively disputing things on their credit report, make sure that all disputes are resolved first, okay? Because of course, once you dispute things, it masks your score, right? We know that, and the lenders, they know the trick to the trade. So you cannot get any mortgage loan if you have any disputed accounts on your credit report. So the first thing you want to do is go and make sure go to the credit bureaus, get your report, know exactly what's on your credit report, and make sure that if you are disputing anything, that those disputes have already been resolved, right? The disputes already been resolved, and in that way, that's your true and accurate score and the true reported on your credit report, because you don't want any disputes on there. And I think that's pretty much what I have for right now. But I do also want to mention too as well, back to the challenge that I'm challenging us Black people again, as us owning or investing in our area. So right now, we already know that there are some top trending areas in the Detroit market, right? And I'm actually just going to go over a few of these that are trending. So we know Corktown, Midtown, Sherwood Forest, Rivertown, downtown, of course, Palmer Woods, University District, Boston Edison, Woodbridge, Westside Industrial, North Rosedale Park. So we know that those areas are trending. But this is actually what I challenge us to do, right? Why don't we get in an area, we pick an area that we want to trend for ourselves and build up that area so it could appreciate. So right now we have some areas that's also appreciating right now. Van Dyke and East McNichols, right? Van Dyke and 6 Mile is appreciating upwards from where it's been in 2000. So you can still get a home in that area relatively inexpensive. That's the area that we can come together as a community and buy in those areas there, so that way we keep it centralized. The key to building up the appreciation faster is if we all get a centralized location, right? And we start to move into that area and start to fix it up, develop it, and then that's how it's going to appreciate. Another area too that I'm looking at that's a nice area to consider, of course, is the East English Village area, right? That is still definitely a good area. That's right outside of Grosse Pointe, coming down Cashew. And it's a good area where you can still get homes relatively expensive. We should go in there like in masses, right? And just start buying up the homes there, because the homes are already going up. But you can still get good homes over there. Of course, you're going to do a lot of work, but you can still get them for